Growing up is super easy. First, you need the power to create, and that is programming. It helps you push forward without fear of poverty. You don't need a warehouse or an office, and you don't need to invest any money up front. You create things that other people want or wish they had time to create, and you just sell them. Sometimes for a price, sometimes for a subscription fee. But you can't just create products for the sake of them being products for sale. Each of your creations must be inspired. It must matter to you personally. It must be something you actually want to create, that the lack thereof gets on your nerves. Surely you have been annoyed by computer programs that you were forced to use for some reason, and you knew that there was a better way. And that is where your creations have their beginning. But of course, before you create your programs, you have to learn programming. And that feels cumbersome somehow. That is a huge step that is in your way, and it may seem ridiculous that to do something great, you must first learn another great thing. And you are wrong if you think that I am about to talk about delayed gratification, because it's a matter of greatness. You need greatness. Power without greatness is just embarrassing or unhinged gibberish. And the quest for greatness is all about learning. Quest for greatness is just another name for growing up. Yeah. Life is not about passing tests, going to college, getting a job, and building a career. That is what people who hope that you become their convenient machine want. But you are a creature of the stars, with a vast intellect that requires constant intellectual challenges and greatly depends on integrating your intellectual inheritance, which is to say, about 10,000 really powerful and wise books written by clear-thinking, non-religious intellectuals, by scientists and great thinkers. And get this, their narrated form is best, because a book is meant to be heard, not merely read. Books are a reliable form of data transfer from the great to those who hope to become great very soon. And without that knowledge and inherited wisdom, you go nuts, simply by making up your own definitions of things that you never learned about and that you don't really understand. Gray aliens, alien abductions, steel beams and jet fuel, gold standard and economy, pseudoscience and science denial. I would call that squirrel-level freaking nuts. To get a good grasp on any one thing, you need to read and reread 5 to 15 books about it. That's how you get yourself up on the firm ground, how you put the foot in the door. That is usually where the real learning starts, but it depends on how deeply involved you need to be with the subject. You must understand that greatness is not powered by great deeds. If that was the case, any jackass or clown could rise all the way up by just being lucky. Greatness is all about inheriting powerful wisdom from people who lived powerful lives. And by powerful, I don't mean mighty because they were wealthy. I mean good and strong because they were knowledgeable. People like that don't usually stick their heads out and go into politics. They just do their work and make their contributions to humankind in the peace of their own existence. You just search for the most powerful and familiar wisdom to you and integrate it together deep within you, synthesizing new things and helping humanity become wiser for it. Once you accept greatness as a fact of life, which is to say that you must grow all the way up to become a great being, learning whatever is in your way is just a matter of growing up, or just being a real, authentic adult. An adult is someone that just continues growing all the way up until they become a great being, and even then transcend their own limitations. Alas, I have some bad news for you. As you might have learned from high school, people want you to cram, pass tests, call it an education, and then live paycheck to paycheck to power a dwindling, half-assed economy. You see, you must always learn. You must always rise. Memorization as education, balanced education, and productive member of society are all fantasies that people who don't know what they are doing, who aren't learning themselves, make up to make their world make sense. The reality is, unless you learn for real and on your own, in a sequence that matches your existing knowledge and at your own pace, you will be crushed by poverty. And then, all too tired to both learn and try to get out, to restart again. So it is not just power to push and greatness to see and rise. No. There is a third thing, and that is strength. And strength is not some woo-woo thing. It's not made up. It is not measured by a dumbbell. It is as clear as daylight. And I call it intellectual hygiene. That's where your strength comes from. That is your strength. But it is not as simple as preventing others from crushing you to make their own lives a little bit more convenient, because you have to put a clear mind to work, and you will not be able to do that in a concrete jungle rat race. A mind is a sweet and delicate thing that can be easily clouded and hurt, and requires healing. As much healing as it needs, not some pre-measured duration that you take off from work or school. To find your strength, to refine your ideas of power, to open your mind to wisdom that will bring you greatness, you need adventure. Muddy shoes, sometimes rain, an occasional mouse that scares the jimmies out of you. And yes, you need powerful, terrifying thunder and winds so mad that you will plan a day ahead to camp at the base of the hills. And you need surprises, both bad ones, where you end up stuck for days, waiting for snow to clear, and good ones, really good ones, where you feel danger, a sinking feeling behind you of what would have happened had you not made it as far as you did and missed what you are now experiencing. The unbelievable postcard beauty the miracles of nature, views that take your breath away and make you just sit the heck down and simply cry. Again, you are a creature of the stars, not a rat in a race to exit from the concrete jungle. Do you see now how greatness is but a matter of narrated books playing in your ears while you are out in adventures that can only be described as heavens? And do you see how you learn programming syntax? From a damp JavaScript cookbook and copies of entire code repositories. And then you master writing your code well from API docs, style guides, and a million programming tutorials and talk videos that you take along with you on your great adventures. In retrospect, when you are much older and you look back, you will see how incredibly important all of that was. You never, ever regret your rise, and you never, ever stop rising.